Okay, so we got Andrews, Monica's, Acacia's, Tis. Is there any other groupers?
I'm sure there are, but not ones that I've seen.
Okay.
Do search grouper. We has
I guess Carrie technically made a grouper, but
really?
it was in her 8 times merger,
Oh, interesting.
or at least I think so. It was a thing that seemed like a grouper.
It was grouper-ish.
I might go find it. Let's see. I probably should TPD you guys.
I guess I could technically include that grouper-ish thing that I made for my temp.
Wait, Comfy, what was the grouper that you pasted on Aphelion? Or was that not a grouper? I couldn't get it to work, whatever it was.
Oh, Mayday made one.
Probably a lot of people made one.
Yeah, I suspect so. Probably never done with this.
I'd be interested to see Maydays for sure.
Yeah, I'm grabbing it right now.
Have you guys ever tried to make one two-wide tellable?
No, that sounds like hell.
So then it's not possible.
I was gonna say, hell no.
Unless it's like 2 white AB tolerable, man. Or
I had,
1 white
I had,
ABC tolerable. Like that, that's not
yeah,
happening.
no, exactly.
You
Cutting,
cannot, I tried, but you cannot make it 2 white tolerable code.
yeah, I was like, it is actually impossible to do it to our title because of the CUD.
Yes.
I guess you could try to like mirror, like do some weird mirroring.
Yeah, you could maybe you could maybe do a mirror tileable with the
I don't
hoppers.
think the cut is the problem though, but I guess we'll see later.
Actually, this
The CUD is an actual problem because if
That
it's
was
2 white
really
tileable, it means the
important.
CUDs are next to 2 hoppers, and so both
Yeah.
hoppers give all CUDs an update. Give
No,
both
this,
CUDs.
this.
Yes.
What if we
I
did the
mean-
inverted one and then it's the opposite of it? Like, people. Oh, wait. We've tried this a lot, didn't we? But.
We've spent a lot of time trying to finagle CUDs into small layouts. Yeah.
Is this not. Does this not work though, even if it's inverted?
Are you trying to do an invert CUD?
Yes. Like, the idea is that it would be told like this.
Maybe it might work, but there's not enough space. Well, no, maybe there's enough space. I don't know. It might be possible if you can get the inverted CUD working. It's just inverted
Wait.
CUD makes everything harder.
If it works, it works.
Yeah. You need to do.
Like, okay, if you're asking the hypothetical or if it works, I
It
guess.
needs an inversion now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is not right.
Would it be possible to vertically tile it somehow? Like, or like vertically
Why?
offset the CUDs for each slice?
Well, that's what I like to call 1 white ABC tolerable or a relative white AB tolerable. It's like it's different.
This layout doesn't work either.
Why is this here?
Because the piston
I
needs to push the box into a separate hopper. And oh, you can do yeah. Oh my god. But then this can't be dust. Oh fuck! You could
Right.
zero tick the composter.
Yeah, zero ticket.
Oh,
So it's possible.
And
It's
also
possible.
this
Right.
test. Does this
God,
work?
please
This is
no.
mod. If you make this mod, is that not gonna work?
Yeah, you could mod that. That'd be a little sus though, but
But now is it like a game tick or slower?
It should be.
The collection here would be very suspicious when the cud triggers, because the cud triggers the same time the piston pushes.
Yeah, so the collection would not work.
Okay.
Soul Sand doesn't speed
Yeah.
this up.
Soul Sand would probably help, but it doesn't actually change the fact that the cud fucks with the collection in the setup.
I don't.
Yeah.
What does Soul Sand do to vertical momentum though? Because what you need is to get the vertical down faster.
That's what Soul Sand does. It pulls items. Like it has like
I know it
sucks.
stops XY momentum, but does it stop vertical?
I mean, my understanding of what Soul Sand does is it yoinks the item down. Like that's how I feel like that's how I
I've never. Yeah, it doesn't. It doesn't limit vertical. There's no vertical limitation. There's no
I guess-
yoinking. It's just gravity.
Yeah, I see what you mean. I see what you mean.
So Soul Sand wouldn't help there at all.
Rip.
It might make
I mean,
the collection a
again-
bit more reliable, so it doesn't jump back into the other hopper. But
And like this hopper is not actually a problem because it will always have an item in it, assuming you're not putting empties through. So like, that's not the actual issue. The issue is just the locking.
As you're at the composter, you could probably deal with an endgame text, just saying.
Yeah, you probably could figure something out like that. Okay, this is all like a tangentially interesting conversation.
we'll come back to it. Yeah.
Yeah, we should come back to it. But welcome to the grouper conversation, everybody. I'm assuming everyone has some exposure to what groupers are, and like what they're generally used for. But like, if I were to give a very brief summary, basically, it takes as input a batch of boxes of theoretically like any size 1 to infinity, and the first box that goes in will set a filter, and then every other box after that gets compared to that filter by being placed on top of a hopper. If the item type that was set as the filter is in any of the boxes that follow the first box, it will get pulled into the match setup. And so basically, I think it was Christone Andrews and I were talking. Technically speaking, like a marginally more accurate term for a grouper is a matcher, because it matches boxes with the same item type and then combines them. And so it's basically a variable filter for boxes, and that's really what it does. And then it recombines them afterwards. So that's what a grouper is.
The title for this discussion should be Grouper Crossed Out Matcher Discussion.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, so matchers are incredibly useful. They have like niche uses, but where they are useful, they are incredibly useful. It's typically with variable sorting methodologies, as one would assume, because they are a variable filter. But they also come up in encoded for some speed optimizations with encoding. And yeah, the biggest places, like the place that they get used the most is in like temps, I would say, to compare boxes and to find a pair generally. And so that actually creates some interesting optimizations for the groupers themselves, because most groupers are designed to work with any number of boxes and any number of matches. But you can do some fun stuff if you know there's only going to be one match, which we can get to later with the Andrews variant. Jeff. The fuck? But yeah, the main grouper, like, I think the grouper most people think of when they think of like ones that have been publicized is the Monaco one, which is 5 by 5 by 5, so it's very small, very compact, and it's like really the layout that at least 3 of the groupers here use, like the 3 ones that I know of the most about, which is basically you just have hopper filter with 3 hoppers beneath. That is the grouper filter, and then you have a locked hopper that, if you detect a match, will grab the box. And that timing is fairly specific, but that's more to do with like item momentum. Basically, because of the water stream, boxes will linger over the hopper, and so you need to give the previous box time to clear the way before you try and suck the correct box. And that's like, I think it's like 6 game ticks. It needs to have at least 6 game ticks to clear. I think it's even longer than that actually, but 6 game ticks after a match, you can unlock the hopper and you will always grab the correct box. The kind of component that all groupers that I've seen at least work with is the CUD, which is kind of one of the reasons I think they're so cool. Because comparator update detectors are like a very kind of niche piece of technology, but are like almost required for a grouper to function in all cases. Simply because of 16 and 64 stackables having different threshold requirements. And so basically a CUD works for the uninitiated by using the fact that I'll just grab this CUD and we can look at it.
I've got it over
Comparators
here.
have some very weird figures. Oh, you made one? Oh, yes, thank you. Yeah, so a CUD works by basically, in a weird way, butting, it's called cutting, a comparator by putting an inventory on the other side of a block from it. Typically, there's some other ways to do it, but that's the most simple. And then moving the inventory, which does not update the comparator. And so technically speaking, the comparator is not being powered, but it doesn't know that it's not being powered. And so it's waiting for an update. And comparators have a kind of a weird, very unique list of things that will give them updates. And so like with a bud, for example, it's like no blocks, rails, pistons will give you an update. Also copper bulbs. But with a CUD, you can get updates from inventories that the comparator isn't reading from. And so if I put an item like this hopper here, if you toss an item into it, right, the comparator will update because it's checking through that block and like getting updates from this hopper. You also can have the hopper directly adjacent to it, as long as like if the comparator was reading from that direction, it would read that inventory, then it will get an update from that inventory. So it can get an update from this hopper behind it, but it cannot get an update from a hopper through this redstone dust, because if it was looking that direction, then it wouldn't see the hopper, right? It'd be pulling from the redstone dust. And so you need to have a solid block in between the inventory and the CUD, or just the inventory directly next to the CUD that you're updating. This property is also used for like HUD loaders and unloaders, where you basically can detect an inventory has run out of items and it's no longer sending updates to the CUD. And you can use that to then break the box and call a new one, or to break the box and start filling a new one. Which is like, that's like a very weird use of a CUD and doesn't really have any advantages. I suppose since DNAtor's here, I should at least shout out the fact that you can do CUD merging, using the CUD to detect when an item is done or a box is done merging. And there's some weird ways you can do it where you actually can use it as like an item filter as well, which is pretty cool. But yeah, they're also, if you ever try and make a grouper, you will find out that CUDs are also awful to work with. They kind of fucking suck, frankly. because so many things update them, and if you update them at the wrong time, then they'll start clocking. If you, yeah, so there's just a lot of like points in time that the CUD will just make things difficult. But again, the problem is that because of 16 and 64 stackables, it's really hard to make I think it's really, really hard to make a grouper work without a CUD. Not impossible, just not worth it. And so we're stuck using CUDs.
Technically, you could sort out 16 stackables first, but
Yeah, it's like, but the problem is if you're doing variable sorting, you probably want, like, I mean, you could technically make two different CUDs, one for 16, one for 64 stackables, and then split the two. But like that, I don't know. That feels incredibly annoying and not worth it since you can use a CUD. Yeah. So the place that I kind of got involved with the CUDs at is when I needed to make one. I needed to make a grouper for my Sigfar slice, and so it needed to be 3-wide tileable. And so a lot of my experience with groupers comes from making the 3-wide tileable one that we have here for my Sigfar, which honestly it was like not awful because I could kind of stand on the shoulder of giants. I could look at Monica and Acacia's work, which are both wonderful groupers. And so I got to kind of borrow the core layout from them. I would probably do this differently now, but you know, with time comes more experience. So, but this is a fully functional throw tileable CUD, or not CUD, grouper, and yeah. Are there things people want me to talk about? Questions people have? I don't want to just ramble the whole time.
you want to talk about like assignment and unassignment, or I don't know.
Yeah. That's a
Oh
good
yeah,
idea.
the assignment would be nice.
Yeah. So there's kind of two ways groupers work currently, and I can actually grab some boxes and display this. If I put some boxes into, you'll notice that there's two groupers with the blue concrete, two with the white concrete, and they're both technically like this same grouper, but with one thing switched, and that is if they are automatic deassignment, or you call for a deassignment. So the one that I'm standing on right now is automatic deassignment, and so if I just tossed in some boxes, it'll check all of them, it'll find the matches, and then at the end, it automatically resets the filter. And so if you look in here, filter's already reset, and all the matches have been output onto the ground. The reason this is cool is because it's incredibly fast. It means it operates as a standalone unit. The problem is that it requires 8 game tick input. And so if you have anything slower than 8 game tick input, or there's any randomness in your input, you can get random deassignments that'll occur because it'll like miss a box, and as soon as there's a gap, it will instantly deassign because the deassignment works based on this piston here. And so when this piston goes down at the beginning, it sets the filter by preventing this repeater from turning off. And then when this piston comes up on the falling edge, it triggers the cut again, which forces the filter item out of the hopper and recombines it with the box, which I can show by just inputting a single box. And I'll also tick freeze. So for anyone who's not here, sorry. But yeah, so I'll put the box in. We can tick step 8. Um, so the box has been placed, and now in 2 game ticks the box will get broken, but now there's an item that should be in this hopper. If everyone's head wasn't in it, I could probably see it. Yeah, so it set the filter, and in 2 game ticks, when at the same time the box is broken, the CUD will trigger, which is now. When the CUD triggers, it will attempt to unlock this hopper here to pull the item out, but because we're in the filter setting stage, the repeater has been locked so that it cannot release the filter item. And that way the filter gets set. So the CUD triggers, and so when the CUD triggers, the other thing that happens is that it unlocks the box grabbing hopper, which will unlock now, I thought. No? Now, yeah. And it grabs the box. And so now we have the filter set, and the first box has been grabbed. Importantly, groupers, generally speaking, will buffer a box so that they have something to put the filter item back into. Yeah, so the placement set, the box has been grabbed, everything will reset, and now that the piston is back up, the CUD's going to have to trigger again, which it's doing right now. And that's to call the filter item and the box to be recombined. So the filter item has been called, and the box will be called shortly. Right? And now they've been recombined, and now that box gets broken. And that's the
Piston
assignment.
does fire twice in this one. Okay.
Yeah. The reason it fires twice here is just because I think that just happens on reset every time. Well, it could actually, it might have just been the match. Like every time that there's a match, the piston will fire. Yeah. So that's auto reset. And it automatically resets the filter at the end of the operation, which is really convenient, very nice. Just has its own requirement for a game tick input with literally no gaps, which can be annoying. The other version is, you'll notice there's no.
When might that be used?
I used it on my whitelister temp. You can also use it again. It's in any situation there's a game tick input, and you do not want to wait to reset the grouper. Like if you're processing a whole bunch of things one after another, you are gonna want to.
So toggle buffer stuff, maybe when you have a large buffer.
Yeah.
Kinda,
Toggle buffer is a perfect example. Yeah, just because there will be a whole bunch of boxes, you want to run them through once and then auto reset after, so you can run the next batch through as soon as possible. And to find the next group of boxes. Yeah. The other version is a lot more controlled because you tell it when to reset. So instead of everything happening at once here, if I put a box into this one, it'll set the filter, right? And it'll hold it. And it's waiting for me to push the latch back up. So it replaces the rising falling edge with a latch. And so you can tell the system when to unassign and recombine. And so if you hit this button here, it'll do exactly that. And this is useful in any situation where you're not working with perfect 8 game tick input, or you are working in a situation where the input is highly sporadic. I can't buy this for Syntec. Yeah, and so for example, with my SIGFAR, I'm using global reset because the boxes will come really at any time, and I'm using it to filter out boxes over a large period of time of the same item type, or with the same item type. And so having a global reset is incredibly useful. And it's just easier to work with global reset because you can just tell it whenever you're done with a grouper or done with that item type. And so like it's easier to work with, but you do need an outside trigger, and it will almost always be slower than immediate reset. You can technically wire it to be the same speed, but like it's not really worth it typically if you can get perfect 8 game tick input. Yeah, so that's how reset works, and that's also kind of how the grouper functions generally. Let's see.
Yeah, exactly.
So for sick for manual assignment, yes. I mean, you need to do manual de-assignment if you want to have ideal output at least. There are a lot of complications when you're using it in that sort of setting that prevent you from knowing that it's going to be 8 game tick. And so unless you design your own grouper that has a really long auto reset timer, which is not worth it for a number of reasons, you definitely are going to end up using global reset. And so when I made my 3Y tileable grouper, I didn't even bother making an auto reset version. It just wasn't worth it. And it would have been kind of a pain in the butt, and so I decided to not. So, yeah, it's all global reset. Yeah, I kind of alluded to this earlier, but for temp storages, oftentimes or almost exclusively, you're searching for pairs. There are some exceptions, like with BitBIM's temp. It doesn't actually matter if it's a pair or not, but like it will only work with pairs. I don't know. I'm still a little confused how that one works, but it doesn't use a grouper anyways. So like for matrix temp or for my whitelister temp, you're only gonna ever find a pair, and so you'll only have one possible match, which means that you don't need to make the logic so that it can work with any number of boxes, which is useful because it means that you don't need to design the recombination to work instantly. And when Andrews made his grouper for the matrix temp, he used that, and so the filter hopper is just a single hopper, and there's no hopper chain beneath it, which makes the layout smaller and the recombination closer. And it just buffers. The problem is that what that means is when there's a single hopper is that on recombination, you trigger the CUD because you're pulling items out of the hopper with the box. And so you actually have to wait until the very end of the grouping operation to recombine the boxes. So in Andrew's grouper, or the Andrew's layout, you will end up buffering both boxes in the dispenser until every box has been checked, and then you place and break them both in 8 game ticks to grab their items back out of the item hopper, and then to send them on their merry way to wherever they're going. And so there's a few optimizations with that, but basically it's just a size thing, and it also means that the CUD, like one of the most annoying things when you're working with a grouper is the fact that the CUD, anytime you trigger it, will release an item from the hopper. And so if you look at like acacias or monicas, if you just like accidentally trigger the CUD, it will lose a filter item, which breaks the grouper. And so you would then have to like go grab the item again, and then if you put the item back into the hopper, then it'll trigger the CUD again and release it. And so you need to have some way. Like I typically just like click and drag across both slots with the filter item, and then it releases one of them, and then you can go grab the other one from the bottom hopper. But like CUDs are a pain in the ass to work with, is all I'm saying. And so when you have the single hopper, that is not actually an issue anymore because there's no hopper to grab the item out of the cutted hopper. Which is like the whole reason that Andrew wanted to get rid of the other two hoppers, because he was super annoyed working with the groupers that kept losing their items. Yeah, I mean, if you can, might as well. The problem is, again, like having the single hopper means that you can't search for an infinite number of boxes, unless you do some really, really weird stuff that I think. Yeah, I don't actually think there's a way to do it with a game tick input, and if you're searching for a theoretically infinite number of boxes.
I mean, you would just have to have a buffer for theoretically infinite boxes, but yeah.
which is literally impossible. So
Yeah.
Yeah, so unfortunately it doesn't work in most situations, but again, like most of the time that you're using a grouper, you're actually looking for probably just one match.
Or you could like slow it down 8 to 16 game ticks, I guess. So you like recombine and then
Yeah,
finish.
that could potentially work. But then yeah, it's not 8 game tick input anymore.
But it's less hoppers.
Yeah, it is. It's also less hoppers. That is an advantage. But yeah, the other interesting thing about the grouper that Andrew's made that he and I had theorized and actually works quite cleanly is that we found when we did Matrix Temp, water streams are fucking slow. Like they are so incredibly slow. It's so incredibly annoying. And so we figured we could just get rid of the water stream in the grouper. And so you use the same hopper to pick up every box, and then you grab from the dropper after the hopper. And that way, you're not waiting for the water stream to push the item a certain distance, which can take, like, it was buffering. Like, there would be 3 boxes in the water stream at any given time. Yeah. Yeah, we were really, really annoyed with water streams. But yeah, so it's like the water stream is buffering like up to 3 boxes at a time, technically. And so it's taking like 16 to 20 game ticks to get through the water stream. And so to save time in Matrix Temp, where making it fast and reasonably dense is like the whole goal, we just got rid of the water stream entirely. And this ends up being a really interesting grouper layout, actually. That people haven't really done before. Yeah, I'm working on a kind of a variant of this right now for my temp project, and it definitely has its unique challenges. So, but it's a very, very cool layout.
Got a slightly stripped down version if you want to use it as a demo.
Yeah. Right over here. This one?
This one.
This one? Oh, yeah. You're the top 12 one?
The 112 version.
Yeah.
Very nice. But yeah, did you add an external clock to this by chance?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
I'm using the same clock for the to clock out the boxes from the whitelister slice to trigger this.
Very nice, very nice. The Andrews tech. Just make everything on the same clock so you make less clocks. Duh. I think that's so funny. But yeah, so yeah, I mean it's really simple actually. The kind of the fun part, at least I think one of the fun parts of groupers is like especially in the temp setting, is that you need to design a component on the bottom to split out pairs and when there's not a match, which yeah, I don't know, I think there's a lot of ways to do it. That's a kind of a fun challenge as well. But It looks like very nice.
Wait, how does this? Doesn't the box collecting hopper need to be locked? For 2 game ticks when breaking?
Um,
Or is
yes,
that done with this observer?
yeah, it's done with that observer. So that pulses, yeah, 2 game ticks after, or at the same time that the box is breaking.
Okay, so this pulses twice for each box.
It's just you
Looks like
use
it,
the
yeah.
it just pulses one extra time at the end, and then the
Well,
pulse
no, it
from
has
the,
to be twice for each box, because the first time for the hopper, and then the second time to actually dispense out the box. Or drop out the box.
No, you just delay it so that like the signal from the next box pushes the box forward. So it's like it doesn't pulse every 4 game ticks, it pulses once every 8 game ticks, like once per box, and then extra
You want
time
to
at
put in 2 boxes? 1, 2. Can it not take 2 in a row?
It can. It just needs to be clocked at 8 game ticks actually. But
Well, either way. The thing is that with this breaking,
yeah, you need to lock the hopper to stabilize.
you have to lock the hopper for the first 2 game ticks.
Yeah. Because
And
otherwise you get
if you do
random.
it through the dropper, then the box is going to be in the hopper for the first 4 game ticks. So the dropper will power before, or actually drop before the hopper gives it the box. So it has to be powered again. And if you wait till the next cycle, well,
I mean, we
not
do
overlap.
wait. It's literally waits for the next. You have to wait for the next cycle because it's going to be in the hopper for 8 game ticks, and so 8 game ticks is the cycle duration. So once per cycle, you trigger the dispenser because you
Okay,
can't trigger.
I think I see what you mean. You can just delay the.
Yeah, you just add an extra pulse at the end, and then technically speaking, every box's pulse comes with the next cycle. That moves it out of the dropper. So it does work.
Is that identical to what uses here? Yeah, okay.
Yeah. And the only difficulty with that is you just need to delay. Like if when the CUD triggers, you need to delay the pulse a little bit. That interrupts the signal for the hopper locking.
Hold on, the note block makes it 113, right?
Makes it 113.
Because this used to be 12
I
compatible.
think so.
Oh, yeah. Oh my god, that is true. Yeah, I was having some difficulties with this layout and hopper cooldown and pulling the box in time. But yeah, I don't know. We can get into that. We can get into that later. Yeah, the Andrews layout like adds. It's like it's cool. It's kind of niche is the thing. It's just like it's not always required and doesn't always work. You just need to think about it before using it. But it technically works in almost every temp scenario, which is nice. The weird thing with temps is that technically speaking, you're not actually using you're using one of the unique properties of grouper and not the other. Basically, there's like 2 things that make grouper unique from SFAR. The first one being that it scans the entire box for an item. So if you have mixed boxes, SFARs don't look at the entire contents of the box. They just look at whatever item is in the first slot they see. And so you can't use it on like SFARs don't properly represent mixed boxes. That's the first problem, and groupers do because you place the item on the hopper. The second big difference is that with an SFAR, you need to keygen and recombine every single box. And so that's like extra components, extra complexity, technically speaking, extra latency. Whereas with a grouper, because you're placing you only key gen the box, so to speak, if it's a match. And so it's faster to use a grouper for a single item type because you don't need to recombine the box at the end, unless it's a match. And so you can, technically speaking, you have less latency on each operation. Yeah, which is interesting. But those are the two big differences between SVARs and groupers. Temps don't really use the first property because they're almost exclusively used to store single item type boxes. And so you don't actually need to check the entire contents of the box. The first slot is accurately representative of the box itself. But it does like the second property a lot, which is that you get fewer components required because you don't need to do recombination for every box, just for matches. And so it's lower latency, and temps want to be fast. So you kind of you accept the fact that you're not using the mixed box feature or the high resolution search, so to speak, and you gain the fact that you don't need to recombine every box at the end. Are there any questions?
Maybe it's a temp specific question, but how would one deal with the fact that the CUD would trigger multiple times given each box that matches?
The CUD should only trigger once per match on the match.
Well, because it triggers once on the match, but then once on the de-assignment as well.
Correct, but the de-assignment doesn't happen until the end, so it doesn't technically matter. Unless you're using so this kind of gets into the question of how do you detect pairs, which is a fun question. But basically, there are a lot of ways to detect pairs, and just pick a way that doesn't suffer if the CUD triggers extra times. The way that I've been doing it is basically I just count the number of times that the CUD triggers. And so I just have a latch with two items in it. And if the latch gets triggered twice, that means that one of the droppers is empty that wasn't empty before, and so you can unlock a hopper to pull the pair. That's one way to do it. Another way that I've done it in the past, which I can actually show, is using, technically speaking, another CUD. Funnily enough, but not a repeat triggering one. Pasted it in the corner here. But basically, when the first the first time the CUD triggers, which is to say when the first box gets assigned, I block the signal by locking the repeater, and then the CUD that locks the repeater gets updated after when that first pulse comes through, and so the next pulse unlocks the bottom hopper because you know that that's a match. Which is kind of a funny way to do it.
Okay.
And this I mean so there's just I don't know, it takes some time, but there are smaller and bigger ways to do it, and I found this was one of the smallest ways I could manage. And so this is what I ended up going with. Also, I should replace this with a skull, for shame. But yeah, and then I just I had a bubble stream here, which another point of shame. It's so slow. But yeah, you can just use droppers here, and then you fit the item back into the rest of the pool if it's not a match. Um, but yeah, the cud triggering extra time should not necessarily be a problem because it's at the end. If you're updating, the one thing that you can run into, which I was running into with the Andrews layout, is that you sometimes, like, if you're not careful, you can end up updating this dispenser here when this triggers, and then you'll end up dispensing a box that was a match, and that will break things because it triggers the cud. And so you just need to be careful. Update this dispenser, and then you trigger it twice at the end, and you're good.
Okay.
I see someone pasted the LUF grouper here, which is a bit of a sidetrack, but
I also wanted to mention this because you mentioned it in the beginning. For encoded, you can also use groupers to make your bulk input a lot faster. So basically the idea is like, let's say you have 27 boxes of like redstone dust or whatever. And then you just use a grouper to make sure that they're all the same item, and you just encode one box. And then you can send all the boxes to the slice. If you do encoded, you probably already know that, but it's like a pretty big speed optimization.
yeah, that's a very good thing to kind of flesh out more. It's something I don't know much about. I don't really do encoded, but it is. I think that's one of the cool uses of groupers, definitely.
What the?
I think this clock's at 8 game ticks.
Yo!
Oh my god! What the hell?
Two-wide tileable. Let's go, baby.
I don't know if the recording was started earlier, but we were talking about if it's possible to make a group or 2-wide tileable. And there's a type of cud that turns on when it detects a match. It's like default off. And so you can have that right next to the hopper in line. Because if the cud was between the two hoppers, then the neighboring hopper would also trigger the cud, so you don't want that. And then for box collection, you could push it to soul sand with the hopper below, but it's really hard to power this hopper, and also the item would take a long time, because the item first has upward momentum, so it would actually go up and then fall down, and the hopper can't collect it until it really like lands all the way on the soul sand. So this would just be really slow, honestly, and painful for multiple reasons. So then we were talking about 8 game ticks, 0 ticking a composter into to break the box and pull it back to a different output hopper. This was just a concept check.
Oh my god!
I still have no clue how you'd get the power over to this hopper over here, or I guess because you'd probably use like a dropper trick or something to sort out. I don't honestly know what you'd do.
Yeah, this gets difficult fast, but I mean it should be possible. Should be. I'm a little. I feel like this collection feels suspicious. I don't know why. I don't
Well, I
know.
don't know. The timing might get a little rough, but
Yeah.
because the box is being pulled by the composter.
It should always end up over the
I think it should always be aligned to the back wall, so I think collection should be like reliably timed in a cycle.
Yeah,
Um,
it feels really suspicious.
but I think technically it could have like just enough sideward momentum to like move as the box moves, and so maybe it could get in the hopper early. So you'd probably have to lock this hopper for a little bit just to be safe,
Yeah,
as normal.
per usual. Um, Actually, what does this Mayday grouper look like? These are these.
Where's Maydays?
It's over here.
Oh, the big thing.
Yeah. I think this is like kind of a toggle buffer, or is this just like an input for testing? Yeah,
Input.
okay, so maybe this is another point. Some people like will use a grouper coming off of splitters to group boxes together for merging purposes. I don't know why necessarily you would use a grouper for that over an S-bar if you're dealing
Yeah.
with a lot of boxes. It does look like it. I think, I mean, on the
Yeah.
signs up here, he's talking about like splitters, like external input from. I guess maybe he's like, maybe it's for an encoder. I don't know.
Well, the hoppers down here alternate, so that's a thing. But it's like the things above merge. Like this double chest is not separate, so I don't get it, honestly.
Yeah, I don't really either.
And then this locks one hopper if the other silo's full. Yeah, I don't know what that is.
I think, I mean, like I'm gonna break the grouper part out. Keep things on topic. Let's see.
But it still has the 4 hopper layout.
Yeah,
Looks
yeah.
quite similar. Still using a default on CUD. Those seem a lot more popular.
Yeah, the default off ones are kind of hard to work with because they lock the hopper itself when they trigger, and it takes you to unlock things. And there's also just a lot more layouts you can use with default on. A lot more ways
So
to
with
do it.
default on, you can directly lock the box output hopper or
Yeah.
collection. Yeah. So it makes that really simple.
Mm.
Yeah, this is literally just Monica's basically. It's like almost exactly the same.
Should I?
Just like there's like an extra, like I think there's an extra comparator on top, or 2 extra comparators on top, and Monica turned those all into one clock. So this is basically Monica's layout, Monica's group entirely. So there's the toggle buffer part is what Mayday did. It looks like, and like modified some stuff about how this works.
He modified it enough to get rid of the comparator on top of the piston butt.
Is it comparative? I think that's Acacia's that you're thinking of right now.
Well, hey, Monica's has a repeater, but still.
Yeah, that's true.
Everything must be 12 compatible.
I was gonna say, I just realized why that's important to you. It's like, wait, that's why that matters.
I can't help it.
4.12.
Okay, where should I put that?
I mean, hey, at least we can place comparators on top of powdered snow.
Ooh.
No, powder. I don't even know that.
Is that a bedrock thing?
Just for some reason, y'all can't place it on snow layers. It's weird.
Oh, and snow layers. You
Yeah.
said powdered snow. I was like, y'all have powdered snow?
That's just what we call it.
Oh, okay. It's .12. Hold on.
Okay.
Let
The
me
worst
update
version.
for some.
This is a cut from Carrie's 8 times stream merger that was unfinished. She just posted a skim a little
Wait, this
while
is
ago.
merger?
It was unfinished. She was just
Oh,
kind of
okay.
showing the concept to someone else, but like there is a grouper in the top layer.
There is a grouper. I don't know why she would use a grouper for this, admittedly.
Well, because you can send the split box stream through, and then
Yeah, but you should
it
just use an SWAR.
will match them in. Yeah, that's why I was confused too, honestly. But it is a
Yeah,
method.
SWAR is objectively better here. But yeah, this is just. Did she make a 3-way tileable grouper? It looks like it.
Yeah, she has the cut on this side, and then the repeaters looping around to power it.
Oh no, I lost my monopoly on that. That's not good. She's better at wiring than I am. Tough.
I don't understand how the water streams are working at the top, though. But
Holy shit! This is some water stream voodoo. Oh my god. Ugh. What is going on here?
don't ask questions you don't want to know the answer to.
That I desperately want to know this.
Bruh.
I feel like
This
Gary
is-
always does this with like the dust and the water next to each
Where-
other.
Oh, she has.
Oh, we do that in Yams
hell
too.
no.
Is the flowing bubble column.
Oh, I just
Does
triggered
that
it.
work?
Great.
It does work apparently. Holy water wizard, yeah, that's apt. There's dust in the middle of this.
Well, you gotta lock the collection hopper, I think.
Yeah, you do. Otherwise, it's not.
No,
I mean,
that's
this
a different hopper.
the water stream. The output from groupers is not a game tick aligned, so you need to lock it. That was actually a huge. I ended up doing a dropper line in my stick bar because the water streams are such a pain in the ass with timing things. I can't imagine this is reliable though. Maybe there's not enough variance, I guess.
I honestly still haven't been able to track where everything's actually going.
Yeah. Hold on. I pulled one of the slices out.
Oh, you did?
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know if I got it right though. There's a lot of shit going on here.
Well, you have it split by the cut, so that's 3 wide. Yeah. I don't know how much we should explore this, but
How does the cut even what? How does this work? It's not like the hopper and the cut aren't even attached. Am I missing something? I must be missing something.
Wait, how's the bottom filter getting locked? Oh, where does that get power?
Where does
Can someone
this
fix
go?
the cud? Maybe I'll fix the cud.
Are these globally clocked?
They might be. I'm gonna break a few things though. Whoops.
They are globally clocked. The cuds are globally clocked.
Well, you can't clock a cud. What do you mean?
So the piston that resets the cut is globally clocked. So it tries to reset at a certain moment every time. Like this line here, I'll go back to the slice. This line here clocks the cud. That makes you feel better, actually. Okay. But yeah, so every time this line triggers, it resets the cud.
Oh, you just triggered it again. I was trying to set the filter.
Oopsies. Is the
That's
filter? Where is the filter being locked from? Is that also?
The cud. It gets locked from the cud.
Oh, I see it. I see it. Yeah.
But the cud has to be locked for it to.
Yeah,
Where
yeah.
is that? Yeah, turn off the global. I don't want to deal with that. Okay.
This is wild.
So now. Oh, that's what you were saying. Sorry, I'm just now catching. So comparator that gets updated doesn't power the piston.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
Which like makes it tiny. It seems very small, but it means that you need to globally clock all the resets so they happen at the same point, which
That is a
works.
method. Huh.
Again, I mean, you're also globally triggering the collection like when this pulls the next box. So I mean, like it all works. It just requires a lot of global wiring.
Honestly, I was more amazed about the water stream shenanigans.
Yeah, those are shenanigans indeed.
Because that's pulling it through here, and that's going. Honestly,
I
can't even
also
follow it.
I've seen this before, but I've never understood that it actually works with the trap door here. I feel like this catches boxes, but it doesn't.
Which
Apparently,
one?
the trap door above the collection hopper.
Oh.
Yeah, I've seen raps do it too.
Now I want to
But like,
test
I
that.
swear to God, I've had issues with that before.
This is water stream though, so
But like, the box can't like. Does the box theoretically never get caught on the trap door like up, like on the top? It won't ever bounce off that.
What is this, dude?
well, if we have any more on topic questions, we probably should go there. But I'm gonna.
Oh
test
yeah, are
this.
there other questions about groupers? That should really just be an SFAR. I'm sorry, that bothers me.
What is this stream, dude?
Is all this going to be on the test after?
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Specifically, all the stuff about Carrie's
No.
3-wide tileable globally clocked grouper.
Oh, unfortunate.
Very
Yes.
I didn't want to interrupt you earlier. Am I able to also join the world?
It's just Sunta.
Are you in
So-
Suntech?
Yeah.
What is that?
Well, join the
So-
Suntec server. Go ask
sorry, I
Lamabot
don't
or
know.
something.
Oh, wait, what? How do I do that? How do I ask Lamabot?
Well, are you on Storage Catalog?
Yes.
Yeah,
You should be
he's
in the call.
he's in the
Yeah.
Discord.
You should be in the call.
Go into to resources. You can go to
There we
server
go.
links.
Carlito's linked you.
Yeah, if you
Okay.
scroll down, there's a server info that has some of the stuff, but
You said Carlitos. I just realized that was bro's name. I was always reading it as Cardelos.
And I could
I'm in
whitelist
this-
you on
I'm in the
Suntech.
Suntech server. Now what do I do?
Okay, so now scroll down to
yeah.
whitelist,
Whitelist request. Type your Minecraft name in there.
Alright, type it. Okay, now what?
Yeah, I got you.
Go one channel up to server info and scroll up. You will find the IP to CMP.
CMP? Okay.
Yes, and you need 1.21.4.
What the heck is this? Blue map overruled? What?
Don't bother.
You gotta scroll all the way up.
All the way up.
What are these trap doors?
I scrolled all the way up. CMP.
don't look at it
wait.
too much, Tiz.
Okay, I see now. Never mind.
My brain hurts. Oh my god.
You
Let's
said
see, where would this get stuck? You know what? Screw it, I'm just gonna watch it. I don't care.
Wait, why would I get stuck?
Hell no. Okay.
This is my
It's
confusion.
definitely clipping up.
Yeah,
What if
that's
I
what I'm
block
saying.
that?
Like,
If I block it up here.
Okay, so it like clips through. That's so janky. I'm sorry.
It looks reliable if you block the clip.
That looks so bad though.
This is one of those
Here,
seems reliable for the features.
Yeah,
I'll
but it
clean up the
does.
mess here.
It
Trust.
works.
Whoa.
Okay, no. But Carrie.
What did you do?
Carrie doesn't block this. There's a water source up here. Like it's like this. The lava is crazy. Yeah, it's like this.
It's just the easiest method. I don't care. Is it like that? Oh shit.
Yeah,
it
it is
is.
like that.
I wonder if that's intentional. Hold up.
That would
Does
be
the trapdoor
wild.
ever get powered?
Bro,
Oh my god.
what is that actually though? Like, what am I
Honestly,
looking
if you did that though, like just have the water stream push the box up to the next slice instead of going down and then to another bubble column, you could
But
probably make it
this,
more
this is
compact.
actually crazy. Now, bro, if we're
Guys,
talking about this, can we
how's the water get
appreciate
down
what I
here?
did real quick? Like, in this standard group layout everybody uses, you've got like the input at the top, the output at the bottom, and it's so inconvenient to link them. Have a look at this. This is a layout of mine. Like me and Jess use this. This is the real layout. This is how you do groups.
This is the
There are-
real layout.
No,
Okay,
but
where
like
are we
actually
looking?
though, have a look at this. Like, come on.
Okay.
Oh,
It's just piston drag.
oh, is this like zero, like one ticks?
It can
This is
be.
one ticks.
It has to be anything but
1,
two
3, or
tick.
4 game ticket.
Yes.
4 game tick works?
Yeah.
Zero tick works. Everything works except for two.
No, zero tick was certified not to work.
Oh really? Okay, my bad then. But yeah,
At least
four
I'm
tick
pretty
four tick
sure.
works.
But
I'm fairly certain zero tick works.
I'm fairly certain people said it didn't, but I could be wrong.
Oh,
I also could be wrong, but I did use a zero tick in my splitter where I use this collection.
This is definitely a very compact way of doing it. Still, if you're chaining groupers in a row, like, I guess for a sick bar that might be useful, but for split boxes, definitely just use an S-bar.
I mean, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I don't. I really no. Oh, talking to Knight.
You really no?
Ignore.
What?
This looks like this hopper would trigger the CUD, though, no? Like, I don't think
Yes.
this
Right,
probably
yeah.
is bad.
My bad. Oh wait, Loki.
But
Is that
you
an
could
issue?
probably do that over at the tool-wide, not tileable.
Wait, Jess, is that an issue though? This card? Have
Wait
you
a
missed
second.
this?
Nah.
Did we fuck up?
No, I don't think it would.
This hopper is objectively an issue.
How did it... This is the same as we are using, right?
Hold up. We can go to the waypoint. I made a waypoint, right?
Really?
Oopsies. I haven't made it there yet.
Is this the right one?
Everyone's
Oh
in my
wait, no,
head.
that's...
There we go.
Oh,
I'm
I
not-
was going to mention this earlier, but I forgot. It's like when you guys are looking at a specific hopper, or when someone's trying to showcase this and like there's talking about a specific hopper, use free camera in Lightmatica to get your face in there without actually being there, or spectator mode.
Yeah, and then you
Free
can use,
camera and
yeah.
Lightmatica?
Okay, we are kind of wrecked, aren't we?
Yeah, we are kind of fucked.
Okay, that's very fun. Let's move on.
Yeah.
Oh.
You can free cam and
can
then
hold down
get your
I.
face in the hopper, and then hold down Lightmatica I.
Dude, this is like the first time this actually worked for me. The eye thing.
Oh no,
Really?
Andrews actually did stuff
Might have
with
a
the
hill
mods to
down.
make sure it actually worked.
Oh.
I was wondering what was with
Andrew's my goat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It has never worked for me on a server before this either.
Wow. This is revolutionary, actually.
Because like 2, 3, maybe 4 mods, I don't know honestly, need to work together. And yeah. But on the 2-wide table grouper, like using the 1 tick section honestly is probably the best bet.
The problem is that you need a lock. I mean, actually, no, never mind. I take it back. Carry on.
Dispenser.
I love the enthusiasm for the 2 wide grouper.
It's just
Wait.
cool, I guess. I don't know.
I have
It
a
is
question
cool.
check here though. Is it? Surely it's unreliable, right?
What's wrong now?
This
Read
this
us
doesn't
through
work.
this.
Wait a second.
Which
The
part?
dust makes it unreliable. The box can just go wherever it wants.
Wow, yeah.
Oh. Huh.
You have to do this or zero the composter.
Yeah, darn it.
I'm doing the most unnecessary ever. Well, I'm trying to make it card based for some reason.
Holy
Card-based
card-based orders.
grouper?
I don't know why I'm trying to
Why,
do
dude?
this.
I've tried this before, actually. I spent a good amount of time trying to do this.
Why?
Did that work out?
I wanted to do it because I wanted to make a 4-game tick grouper.
If you look at some of the other designs people have posted, there are CUD-based cart whitelisters that work pretty well.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that's still more like an SFAR in that sense, because you're checking only one item type.
hmm
So when you compare this to an
But-
SFAR, this becomes horribly overcomplicated.
Very true.
So it's like, it kind of just, it doesn't exactly have a great spot for the tech.
Oh man.
I mean, I think the only reason I was doing it is just because of the potential for a 4-game tick grouper, which would be really, really cool and make temps technically like twice as fast. But
Lol.
yeah, it's a little crazy, and like I could not figure it out. I'm better now than I was then, but so maybe I'll try again.
You have to
but-
like alternating between 2 hoppers or something, or like hopper cart.
Well, yeah, it's like, for example, with Matrix Temp, we clock the boxes out of the bucket at 4-game ticks because they're just in a dropper natively. So it would work great there.
Did they buffer at the grouper then, or what do you mean?
Yeah, they buffered the grouper in the current design. Which the reason that we clock them out at 4-game ticks, even though the grouper's 8-game ticks, is because it means that you can return the boxes immediately.
Yeah, no, that's
You
definitely
have to wait for
useful.
the return. Yeah, but
I assume output would be 8-game ticks then.
yep, yeah. Output has to go through a hopper, so forced to 8-game ticks. Unfortunately. This is crazy.
So are you going from like split box to key cart and then having the box in the cart as you go through like a, I don't know, CUD filter? Is that like your plan?
I have no idea. My
I don't think
plan
he had
was
one.
that I
Your plan was
I-
have fun.
yeah.
Yeah.
So you have your box. The card pulls one item. It goes into this hopper, and this dropper will drop the item at the same second the next card spawns. So it only has 1 game tick to pick up the next item, which comes in the box. But I don't know. I'm doing some stupid ass shit. I don't even
That's
know
all
if this
of
works.
Redstone.
But it's funny, so I'm continuing.
Um,
I'm pretty sure the
Anyone
concept
have-
is flawed, but this just sounds funny, so.
anyone have questions about grouper stuff? Otherwise, we can continue the
Oh,
that.
Tiz, I don't know. Back on like Carrie's weird grouper layout,
Yeah,
I think she literally didn't care if it clipped up. I don't know if you guys got there, but like,
yeah, I did.
yeah.
Yeah.
Looks
I
like
just
it
saw what
would-
you
it
guys
would work
built here, and I'm like, oh yeah, that makes so much more sense.
probably
PS has
would
two
work.
paths.
Yeah. I mean, the paths merge together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's still so goofy though, like, bruh.
It is incredibly goofy. I agree.
Such a lame fix as well, like, if you wanna chain them together, I mean, that's what I don't get. Why did people don't really get to that? But okay, at this point, I'm just glazing myself for my layout.
Lol.
I think you could probably, like, if you just block this path off, you could maybe just make it a water elevator up.
Well, the problem is you can't have the water elevator above a hopper because the boxes go up so
Oh
slowly that
yeah,
when you try and actually pull the box you want, like you'll probably not
that
grab the
is
right one.
correct.
Or you have to add like a lot of
Yeah.
delay.
I mean, there
But then there's
already is
randomness.
like
But no, you
there
can't.
already is delay required, but you would need so much more if you just had a water elevator. That's true.
Yeah,
How much
so
more?
it wouldn't work.
Yeah,
Too much.
Too much.
too much delay indeed. You would have you'd have so many boxes in that single block at a time. It would be
Yeah,
so
'cause, like,
impossible.
If you did do that, like just unlock it too quickly, then you'd grab the youngest box, which would be like way early. I mean, sorry, oldest box, which
Yeah.
would be like way higher up in the stream. You want to grab the one you just broke. Or if you delay it, so like somehow you think it's now the oldest one in the block, it might have randomness and have gone up faster than you think.
Yeah.
So
There's no way to
you
do it.
actually
It's
can't.
really impossible. Yeah. It's flowing the water like
If it was above
I
Soul Sand or
wish
something, maybe, but no.
I
You need the
wish
hopper.
box breaking was deterministic. This game would be so easy if box breaking was deterministic.
We still need to figure out how to like make a discussion on box breaking methods. Just
I mean, that's just I feel like this is a guide topic. I mean, if you want to talk about it, we can.
Is there no reliable way to break a box, like deterministic?
Not
wise?
with. I mean, you can precision breaking is like the go-to method, but there's not. There's always going to be random momentum.
yeah, the
Like
item
the
gets
box
random
gets-
momentum.
Yeah, when you break the box, the position it spawns in is the same, but it gets random momentum, which is incredibly annoying for a lot of things. But with precision, you suck at the same game take that it breaks, and so there's like it doesn't actually get any momentum because the item doesn't really exist.
Oh, okay.
Which is why that's like peak. But
But it also
Yeah.
requires sand on one side, which is stupid.
does it? I don't think it requires it necessarily. Maybe for
I
one
mean,
white
for a
tile.
reasonable layout.
Only for like the one white tileable loaders, right?
Yeah.
I mean, if we're going too wide on precision, what are we doing?
I mean, like
One
for
wide
example,
4x loader.
like main storage inputs usually will have a precision box breaking, like for the loose item input. It's the concept itself. It's like not necessarily for box loading.
It's just for reliable box collection. Yeah.
Or, well,
Yeah, I guess there's a lot of
technically,
situations where you don't necessarily need to read through sand. Because you don't need the piston in that block.
Let's use unloader.
Um, hmm. I don't have much else to say. If people have questions, if anyone wants me to talk about LUF grouper, talk about that.
I was gonna say, I have a question. What happens if you put it unstackable in the grouper?
It breaks
It
everything,
explodes.
and we're sad.
Should we like walk through quickly what does happen if they're unstackable is first?
Yeah, I mean it's literally what I said. Like it'll set the unstackable as the filter, and then
nothing will
no
match.
box will ever match. Yeah, nothing will ever match that.
Yeah.
And then at the end you reset it and it goes back to normal, but like you missed an entire cycle. And
I mean-
empty boxes just break groupers. Yeah, because the empty
Just
box
to be-
will keep the filter charge. Go ahead.
Okay. Just to be clear, so a grouper would be put somewhere after a splitter and merger.
Not necessarily.
can
Groupers
be.
are yeah. It oftentimes will be like again like the most common place for a grouper is in a temp storage. And so you're dealing with single item type boxes that you know are stackable.
What the hell?
Uh-oh.
Hello, Dino.
Dinator's-
Dine, are you okay there?
yeah.
Oh,
He's
wait.
gaming on Vista.
Communicating in Morse
Wait, no,
code.
that's all good. I'll be right back.
He has
Yeah, no
become
worries.
one with Redstone.
Yeah. In the case of like Sigfar, for example, I have groupers on the top of my Sigfar slices, and so they have to deal with empty box. They have to deal with not empty boxes specifically, but they have to deal with like mixed boxes, which could theoretically contain unstackables, which is why you need to protect them using a lead item filter of some sort. So not always dealing with split boxes, but oftentimes dealing with split boxes.
I would just say sometimes. There's not really an often.
I mean, there are more and less common use cases for groupers. So I'm comfortable with my statement. Lonely partials should download the grouper.
Right.
Sorry, that's just...
Other questions, comments, concerns?
Should I
It's
ask
okay.
how you detect the unstackable in this, or
Oh,
you just have a full detection? Is full
yeah,
on
it's
the
just
hopper
yeah.
or signal strength 15?
How are you detecting fullness?
You just with a comparator, the redstone block next to it.
Oh, okay. I don't got no clip. I can't go in there.
Um,
And you don't have carpet on your client.
Oh shoot, yeah, I don't.
But he needs carpet, yeah.
Look, I
carpet.
have a hardwood floor. I don't need any carpet.
Oh my god!
Okay, bro.
Bruh.
Beautiful.
Someone's gonna make a carpet alternative mod called hardwood.
Really? That'd be good. I would
That'd be
download it.
disgusting, though.
Laminate.
You can
flooring.
see that through this side.
If you want to see past the wall,
You can see it through the glass here. You don't need a clip.
Ooh, I can see it fine now.
but yeah, this whole project is a very prototype. I just want to preface this LUF grouper that deals with the unstackable problem as well as empty box problem.
So, if it does detect an unstackable, it clears the filter. And, like, that's on the first box, right? Does it just,
Yeah.
like, slow down the clock cycle to make sure the first box is a stackable, or?
Yeah, this is a 16 game tick setup. It is possible to do a game tick, and that's what Dinator and I were working on.
Because, like, you just need to make sure the first box is not unstackable, and then after that, you can speed up to 8 game ticks, right?
Yeah. And yeah, so the easiest way to one game tick grouper would be amazing, but good luck making that. That's literally impossible. That would be wild. Hard. Yeah, so it's possible to do 8 game ticks. It's just it was more annoying, and this was a prototype because there were doubters, including myself. So just wanted to see if it was possible.
If anyone wants to try their hand at it, 8 game tick
What?
LUF grouper.
I'm too stupid. I can't do it.
I mean, the
That's-
issues I've had on the whitelister, hell no.
Yeah, I'll definitely get there someday. It's just like it's my least favorite to work on.
Hey, I'm on my way. I'm on my way.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh.
Once you get there, Willie, I'll work on it with you.
So,
Humpy.
it has to handle an unstackable going into the filter, and it has to handle an empty box. But I thought that it would not be possible for the box to be empty from.
If you so you could theoretically set up like an is empty check before boxes enter the stream, but like theoretically
Yeah.
speaking, in a Sigfar setting, you can get an empty box coming out of a slice
Wait, how?
because so the Sigfar pulls the last item from the box. Now you have an empty box.
Yeah. Oh, the last item from the box?
Yeah, so like if the box has just one item type left,
The goal of the Sigfar is to empty the boxes. It's to
Yeah.
sort them. So it
Yeah.
will eventually empty the boxes.
every single box will come out of a Sigfar slice. Like that is how you're emptying the boxes.
And even if there was like just one unstackable left in the box, even this thing could technically empty the box.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I just lock the hopper that pulls the item from the box. Whenever I break the box, that's fine.
Do you separate empties as out the water stream, or do you sort them later?
I sort them later because technically speaking, all the groupers would be like okay. So yeah, this is just like it just puts them in the water stream and you ignore them. Ideally, you would have a separate output for empties so that they're not wasting time anywhere. That's the optimal situation. Yeah, the most annoying part about this is that maybe not the most annoying. One of the more annoying parts about LUF is that you need to have the latch that will like prevent the filter from flowing through, right? So you need to have a latch that triggers after the filter's been set. The problem is that latch needs to get flipped and then unflipped anytime an unstackable is detected, so that it can flow through that hopper. And so there's a lot of shenanigans to like make that happen to keep that hopper unlocked.
And oh wait, are you still doing continuous unstackable suction, or are you just pulling the first one?
No, it has to be continuous.
So you leave the box there until you get a stackable?
Yep.
Yeah.
How do you get the stackable back in the box? Oh, you match it at the end.
I was like, you don't.
Yeah.
The beautiful thing, and this is actually what I think makes LUF Grouper so like tantalizing, is that you don't need to put the stackable back into the box, and so it can actually be 8 game ticks.
Yeah.
Makes them synergistic concepts. Yeah, this thing is awful. I need to make a good one, and when I do, things get better. But like, I don't know. I also like this would make Sigfar 3 toggle LUF Grouper would make Sigfar very cool.
And I'm
Realistically, it's not the only way to do it though. So it's just like that would be a nice thing to have for Sigfar.
Soon.
I think having like separate components is kind of cool as well, because then they can actually be used for other things easier. But
Yeah, I mean,
Can
the
go back
LUFs
and- yeah.
exist. 3-way toggle LUFs exist. Groupers exist. 3-way toggle groupers exist. So now we just need 3-way toggle LUF. Smile.
Make everything one white tileable.
Boom. Another good luck moment, my friend. Another good luck.
Could we paste some of the existing LUF, like not LUF grouper, but LUFs in here?
Yes. Let's see. I don't know where I put the. Oh, box filter. The one that I use, this one's technically broken. This one's not random input proof. But this is the one that I've used the most. This is one is by Monica and Eric.
Oh, they rotated it.
Yeah, I mean it uses the same filter that Chris Stones uses.
Yeah. I still think that trick is so cool though, because just two
It's
signal
really-
string dust coming out of the comparator, locking the hopper. It just waits until it finds a stackable and then locks it.
Yeah, when I saw that, when I first looked at yours, I was like, "Oh, this is fucking genius! Like, this is so cool." Yeah, I'll paste yours as well.
Empty boxes.
You have my old one or someone else?
I just pasted it on the other side of Eric and Monica. If you, I don't know which one it is. It's V2 technically, but
Oh wow, you do have my first one. Yeah. No, I had the initial filter here. It was like really geniusly compact, and then like setting
Yeah.
it was kind of meh, and then the clock circuit at the top to deal with protecting all that. I had no clue what I was doing. This was like my fifth try trying to get it to work. Like, not even kidding.
What is
I was
this
very
thing?
confused when I saw this.
But I
But I
think
mean,
it
that's-
is actually
that's
reliable.
random.
Like,
Yeah,
it's sus, but it's reliable.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, then here I just slapped a quick clock on it to eject the unstackables. Yeah. Still like it though.
Yeah, everything. This part is suspicious because it's slow in particular, but like everything else works and it's pretty cool.
Yeah. So wait, Tiz, back in your mixed one, where's your like unstackable check? Like the signal strength 2 change? Because here you have a repeater to the torch, so you have to be like subtracting from the comparator or
this
something.
comparator is the check. It's just it just checks if the filter is full because it has 4 unstackables as the blockers.
Where's your comparator? Oh gosh, it's up there still. Wait. Oh, because yours isn't signal strength 2, it's signal strength 15.
Yep.
So compare mode, just whatever length of dust. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
This thing is an abomination, but it does usually function. So that's
Yeah, if you get lucky.
Most of the time, probably. Maybe.
60% of the time, it works every time.
Yep. Yeah, that was a full unstackable box, so it just unloads all of them at the bottom. It buffers one technically, which is annoying, but you can clear the buffer using that button.
Sad.
Yeah. I don't know. At that point, I was just done. I was like, I made it work. Buffered one, I don't care.
One more hopper. Yeah.
And this should set a filter. Yeah, redstone torches.
Heck, why is it on green beds?
Why
Because
not the green beds?
yeah.
This is the most random item.
Hey, listen, I was grabbing a box. I was already there, you know.
It lets you color coordinate the unstackables to the box. You know which one came from which box.
I mean, I didn't do that here, but yes, you could do that.
Put green beds in a white box. Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
I was gonna say,
It would be nice if we could dye boxes the same way you could dye leather armor. Just have like 5 million different combinations.
Bruh.
that would be
Yo,
so,
imagine box color sorting.
yeah.
Oh god.
Oh no.
There's reasons things have limitations.
Yeah.
It'd be brewing, but worse.
That'd be kind of fire, though.
Imagine washing boxes with a collagen.
That would be really nice.
Wait,
That
so
would be incredible.
Boxes could have
Yeah.
like armor trims.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be
yes.
so cool.
What?
God no.
I would be on board for
Why?
boxes. Personally.
Dude, imagine a
Like, think about how
box
dope
with
your ender
rib.
chest would look.
What if you can like have like a decal of the item on top of like the box?
There is a mod for that.
Yeah.
Vanilla.
Eh,
I mean, I don't know.
That's like very non-vanilla behavior.
Exactly. It's very subjective and like that there are already mods that do that, so just
okay.
get that.
I mean, the closest you could get would be like trims that put different things on it.
I know
Yeah.
that Exumavoid used a resource pack or a mod to do that in some Hermitcraft version.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, I think that's a totally like. I don't think I'm not gonna. I don't get mad at anyone for playing modded, but like, if you're gonna do that and still claim you're playing vanilla, that's fine, right? Like, I think that's
I prefer
fine.
playing vanilla. I don't really like using mods.
Oh, then never do storage tech. That is my advice.
This is modded, technically.
How is
Yeah.
it modded?
What do you mean,
There's
how
like
is it
40
modded? How
mods.
is this not modded? There's like
Yeah.
10 mods.
I mean, they're just all performance mods and like things that help you
Yeah.
build better. Like, they're
Those
not
are-
like modifying behavior of components and things. That's
Yeah.
technically a lot, actually. They do modify the behavior of like hoppers and stuff, but not in a way to make them less laggy. Not different.
But like storage tech, like base storage tech, it still works in vanilla though. It's still vanilla, right?
I mean,
Yeah.
sure, that is
Yeah.
true.
Though most
Oh,
storage
yeah.
tech these days is developed with the understanding that you're working with lithium.
Most. Yeah, look at W hopper lock storages, man. We actually, yeah. Let's make storage tech great again, bro. Let's actually bring back some good.
The hopper locking bullshit.
Dude, what even bullshit? I love hopper locking. It's so good.
Do people not hopper lock anymore? Is that just a thing that people just don't do?
Some
Yeah,
people
people don't
don't.
do that
It's
anymore.
just-
Most people don't, I would say.
It's
Just
so
'cause
not worth it
yeah,
with lithium, though.
Yeah, you're wasting time, and it's actually laggier if you have lithium installed. So
What?
I'm technically forced to in 12
Okay,
because
that
we could
sounds
end up
like a
chroma
lithium
loading chunks.
skill issue if you ask me, bro. You know?
I mean, it really depends on how strong your
it's
computer is.
crazy.
I mean, if you have a decent computer, you shouldn't be lagging that much.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's more of a Minecraft thing. It was just for a very long time. It was a horribly optimized game, and so there's just not a lot you could do.
Still is.
Yeah, it is, and as I say, it still is. They've gotten a lot better. To be fair, Mojang has put a lot of work into it. They still have a long way to go, but you know, gotta give them props are due.
So all the bulk in the storage catalogs, are those just outdated because they still use hopper locking?
No.
That's not how it works, bro.
Bulks are kind of unique.
Hopper locking is not bad by any means at all. It's like for some cases it's arguably not necessary.
In a lot of cases, with lithium, it's not necessary, and even in other situations, like if you don't have lithium, it's fine. It's easy, and I guess I don't know exactly how lithium works on this front, but I know that hoppers like that have a whole bunch of items in them trying to push into full chests are That I feel like that might cause lag with lithium, but I don't actually know. I'm not a
I think
So-
lithium still optimizes that.
yeah. Okay.
It's laggier to lock hoppers, but it's also laggier to not lock hoppers.
Depends on the scenario.
Yeah. This is
Group pick on Monic this thing.
which one? This one?
Oh my god.
Gary's thing is crazy. The fact that this is globally clocked made me feel better.
The monopoly.
I
is
shouldn't have
saved.
pasted it. I'm sorry.
Uh, who's taking the picture? TPS? Knight? You got it?
Yeah, I'm taking the picture. Everyone in the picture.
Nah, bro.
Where are we supposed to look?
Don't know where to look.
Look at the sun.
Wait, okay.
Look at the sun? Okay, everyone look at the sun.
Look at the sun.
Ah, my eyes. Wait, Chris, you left.
He's want to be in the picture.
Yes.
Talking about digital footprint.
Very nice. All right, guys. Thanks.
Thank you. Any final questions, comments, concerns?
When's recess?
Coming soon.
Okay.
TM.
Yeah.
What's recess? What's
Oh
the
shit.
recess?
We don't do recess anymore. You just don't know it yet.
Damn.
Well,
Okay.
what does that mean?
Do you know
What?
what recess means?
No, actually.
So
Recess
recess
means you
is
go
like a
and-
break. Yeah.
You go to the playground and
Oh,
just bark dust and slide
okay.
and monkey
Oh, I
bar.
see.
It's
Monkey
something like
bars.
people in like elementary school go to in America.
Okay.
Oh, there's also
Okay, I see,
recess when it comes to like jury duty and shit.
Yeah, I was gonna say there are other meanings. They mean basically the same thing. It's just a break. It's a break, and you get to go outside legally.
Legally.
State mandated shut in.
I mean, yeah.
Sure.
Saying words.
Does that
So
conclude
TPS, you think any of the
Does that conclude the grouper conversation?
Yeah, it seems like it. Unless people have questions, but if not, that should be good.
TPS,
already-
do you think any of this is going to be helpful for the encoded storage?
I like the new things that are happening here. This is pretty cool.
Jesus Christ, lag spike, what the heck?
I mean,
But
these
some
the
of the
snowballs
show-
might have something to do with it.
Oh my god.
Oh,
That helped a lot. Yeah,
What was it?
that was just snowballs in a bubble column.
Bruh. I was like, you know that parrot from... I was like, did that not even lag?
Oh, the parrots? Yeah, the parrots didn't do as much as that did.
Really?
Yeah, parrots were. I mean, parrots like there was a lag spike, but it was not like that framey.
So in these
Oh,
calls, we talk about the general ideas, but should we ever like look at a specific design and actually talk about the details of how it's wired?
Maybe.
We've done parts of that for like sometimes the calls are about a specific design, and then we do that. when it's like about specifically a grouper, I guess it could have been helpful this time. Yeah, it's just I
They're
find
quite similar at least.
someone explaining wiring to me is like I find it incredibly boring. Like
Wait,
it's
but we
it can
did
be
go over
helpful,
the
and useful,
wiring.
but it's like hard to pay attention to. You know.
But we
Yeah,
did go over
that's
the
why I
wiring,
still think
right?
building things together is the most optimal way to teach wiring. But
Yeah.
I had fun. I thought this was a really fun discussion.
yeah, it was good.
I would
But,
say
um,
that. Wait. I would say
have a
that.
question.
What's up?
Oops, sorry. I did not mean to interrupt you, Nater. Sorry.
No, all good, all good.
I was just
Go on.
gonna ask because earlier we were talking about like encoded. Can groupers work with encoded tech, or do you need a separate encoded grouper?
Grouper
So-
and encoding are entirely separate concepts.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
gotcha.
And like, you can use a grouper in encoding, but an encoded grouper is nonsense.
Yeah,
Okay, I
it's
just
like
want
me
to
when
know.
I get
Yeah.
DM asking what's an encoded or what would be an encoded filter.
Yeah.
Okay, I gotcha.
Like that's just it doesn't quite work like that.
If only you did.
Well, like
What?
Yeah, encoded
You could
grouper.
use- we mentioned it earlier, but like you could use an encoder, no, a grouper in encoded by
Yeah.
using the grouper
I mean,
to match up
absolutely.
boxes to encode less boxes.
Yeah.
Because if
But
it's
what
the same
can-
type, yeah.
You can
Oh,
stasis
okay.
fireballs? I didn't know that.
But you use the grouper as like in order to match boxes together. It's a matcher. But yeah, it's not inherently like doing an encoded task per se.
Is this thing
Right.
considered storage tech? Oh my god, the lag. Jesus Christ.
MSPT spiked by 3.
You should see the snowballs earlier. It was up like 10.
Well, when it comes to this terminology stuff, it was actually like at some point I was playing around with the term of encoded SFAR to
Oh
It
my
was-
god.
with the use genuinely though, hear me out, dude. It was with the use of remappable decoders, so you know the
Yeah.
It's basically that. So. Yeah, but like I don't think that's very accurate. It's just like,
Yeah.
I mean,
I
if
mean,
we can
like-
use.
No, go ahead.
I'm sorry.
You're good.
I was gonna say if we can use groupers to like lessen the amount of boxes we need to encode, wouldn't that be faster?
Yeah, that's what people do. They use
Wait, can
groupers to reduce the number of calls made, or they reduce the number of encoder cycles required. I was technically speaking, like you could make like an encoded grouper, and like you could make an encoded grouper or an encoded SFAR. It's just like you're already. That's the whole point of the sorting system, right? Is to gather like items together.
Okay, wait, this. I
Uh-oh.
don't think you quite meant that because you know the difference between a grouper and an SFAR. A grouper checks the whole box, so
Oh my
an
god.
encoded grouper would encode every single
Oh
item,
yeah. You didn't
load
put
it
every
back,
item
and
type.
then check for that.
That is true. Yeah, that's bullshit. Yeah. You're right. You check
It was
every.
like one-
That would be impossible. Encoded SFAR is technically possible, but not.
I mean, I would honestly argue it's a bit of a nonsensical term still, like.
Technically,
Uh,
everything is
terminology is so
encoded.
weird
Filters
overall.
are encoded.
Yeah. Yo,
Encoded
high
group-
AEL filter mentioned. What does that even mean, by the way?
What?
Like, where did that even originate from? High ADL? What's that?
Oh, I don't know who said it first. I heard it first from Yamsey. Yeah.
What's
Mr.
that
Recording.
though? Like,
It's literally like a ideal splitter, but it splits like if it's a chest haul item type, it sends it to the chest haul instead of to be loaded into boxes.
oh wait, that's the term used for it. That's bruh.